what was your biggest takeaway from
The
this
podcast?
podcast?
You.
Oh, okay. No need to answer that one.
No, I do. Like, it's just
Helen,
been, I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for what we have. I'm so grateful for our producer, Chris, like
yeah,
having this beautiful space and
space.
what we're doing. And it just feels really special in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that people feel that. I hope that people get as much out of this as we
Yeah,
do, and I love you,
yeah.
like I think next to my family and, you're
Oh,
always in my mind.
thank you, vice versa. Okay, hold on. Thanks, Helen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you spoke words right from my heart.
Hey, we are back and we are so happy to bring you another episode of the Helen and MT podcast.
Yes, thanks. Hi. Our show is about the words and wisdom of our guests and ourselves around aging, life journeys, and personal growth. And our goal is to guide you to embrace life fully.
All right. So before we get to this show, let's just take a second to hear from our sponsor. Hey, it's Helen, and I am so excited to tell you about our new sponsor, Back to Earth Skin. Now, I love skincare, and I have tried everything out there, from the high end and then to the drugstore brands. But that all changed about a year and a half ago when I discovered Back to Earth Skin. Since then, I have been completely hooked. Back to Earth Skin is setting a whole new standard for natural skincare. They blend the best ingredients nature has to offer with a commitment to sustainability. So it's a win for your skin and for the planet. Their products are 100% natural, vegan, cruelty-free, and I can honestly say that my skin has never looked better. And what really makes Back to Earth Skin incredible is that they have this trademarked mineral microbiome clay. This rare natural clay is packed with over 40 minerals like magnesium, potassium, calcium, and zinc, minerals that are known to boost your skin health and leave your skin feeling hydrated and refreshed. So if you're ready to try skincare that's natural, affordable, effective, and kind to the earth, head to backtoearthskin.com. You get 15% off your first order, but make sure to use the code HTMT when you order, because that way you will receive 15% off your second order. Links to Back to Earth Skin are in the description of the podcast, and when you start to use this incredible product, your skin and the planet will thank you. Now, back to the show. So, this episode is just you and I, and
Yeah,
I'm so
I
excited
love
because we
this.
haven't done this in
I
a while,
know. I need it. It's
right?
great. Yeah.
It's funny because I think that maybe we have, because I think we talk almost every day.
Yeah.
But I was looking back at the episodes and I'm like, oh, we haven't done it
I
just a you
know.
and I show in a bit.
And it's like, and so many times you and I have a conversation.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, that conversation could have been a podcast.
I know.
Yeah. We
I
do it all
know.
the time.
And it's funny because it does take time to get used to this,
Yeah.
right? Like the mic and the cameras, and
Yeah.
because you are aware that you're being recorded and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but I think the more we do it, the more we just sort of settle in and
Pretend
don't
it's not
notice
there.
it. Just pretend it's not there. How are you feeling about the show?
I am loving it. In reflection of myself,
Yeah.
I'm loving how much more comfortable I'm getting in talking to our guests
Mm-hmm.
with the mic. I feel that I'm in the groove of the whole routine of podcasts. Social media is still not my thing, but I'm really feeling at a great place. And I think what's driving me is that I am excited about all the guests that we have coming in the new year.
Yeah.
And our goals for you and I with this.
Yeah.
How about
Well,
you?
you and I had, and it's so funny how similar we are because we had a little call on Monday, like just sort of like a meeting, and we
Yeah.
hadn't done that in a while.
No.
And I remember after we had it, we spoke for about an hour. I called you and I was like, thank
you.
you for that. Because I need that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm someone, I need that connection. I need a game plan. Like, what are we doing? How are you feeling? Is there anything I can improve
Yeah.
on? And so I love that.
It is. And it is definitely that connection. And you and I are people that need to connect.
Yes.
With our teams, with friends, and
Yeah.
our family. And you kind of get busy, and not that like busy. That word for me sometimes is like, hey, is like what is busy?
Yeah.
But we take it for granted that we have all these little small chats.
Yeah.
But hey, we still need to sit down and have that, call with and checking off our list.
Yeah. And it's also too, like, we're still learning, right?
Yeah.
We're still growing with this and just
Yeah.
sort of looking at it and like, what are the areas where we need to tighten up a little bit,
Mhm.
right? And what are
Yeah.
the areas, like, I think, as you can tell by this episode, we took off these are the conversations that we're going to be talking about because we both felt that that was like, well, what if we don't bring that up in the conversation?
Exactly. I don't want to get locked into that
Yeah.
in case we decide to divert ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also shared with me that you found that you're better when you don't have a list of questions, just sort of like
Yeah.
more ab lib.
Well, it's because I find that it's like I'm not focused on what you're saying or a guest at the moment because I'm thinking, okay, what do I need to ask next?
Yeah.
Whereas this way, I kind of have a general idea
Yes.
and then kind of just follow through and just kind of see where we pivot.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I have a
But
hair
Do
here
you? It's bothering
that's just driving me crazy. Hang
But
on there.
you've done this
Okay.
before, so you are like I sometimes I want you to take the lead and say, okay, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to do because this is all like learning curve for
Oh,
me.
yeah, but I have done it, but it's not.
Yeah.
But this is different.
Yeah.
And I think and that's interesting because when I do the show, I love the questions that you ask. I love your perspective because we're very different and you're very quick,
Yeah.
right? Like you're that Aries energy. So you're really quick and you kind of like even sometimes I'll say things and then you go, okay, so anyway, and you can just kind of, and I'm always like, whoa.
That's so me.
Yeah.
That's so me.
And I'm just like, oh, she didn't even hold the space for me
Oh
on
my
that
God.
one.
Like sometimes I'm at home and I'm like 10 steps forward and
Yeah.
Kevin or everyone else is like back. Is like, okay, where did you go?
Yeah.
But and you're so good at referencing an author, a book, a podcast, a poem, and backing up what you say with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
So it's like, oh, I need to kind of read more, listen to more podcasts.
But you do read a lot.
I know, but yeah,
you
but
do
for
read a lot.
you-
So moving forward, so I'm not sure where we're going to end, when
Yeah.
we're going to air this podcast. Hopefully, maybe we'll do it in between Christmas and New
Which
Year's.
would be great, yeah.
Which would be great.
Yeah.
How do you feel with the upcoming year? Like not even just with the podcast, like for you personally, like going into 2025, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling calm.
Okay.
I am. I had a lot on my plate from September till now.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to taking some time off over the holidays and refresh.
Yeah.
But I'm entering it calm. Calm because I think you and I have a focus and we have the same drive for this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Work, my team is amazing. And now I'm at the point now we're all in our groove.
Yeah.
And then my family life, it's just hopefully just continues to be incredible with connection and time.
Yeah.
But I'm entering it calm.
Oh, good.
How about you? What word would you use?
What word would I use for what I want for 2025?
Or how do you feel going into 2025?
I feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what you do for New Year's.
Oh,
but
I'm not doing anything this year.
Yeah.
Kevin and I are just we're going to go away
Yeah.
and just spend a quiet night. Well, who knows? Maybe we'll go for nachos, which I
Yeah,
love.
which you love. Yeah.
Exactly. So no plans.
Yeah. I just find for me that of New Year's, I always do like a meditation and I'm quite boring at New Year's.
Yeah.
But I get sort of excited about the end of the year and I just sort of start to think about what I want for 2000. I'm not big on resolutions, but yeah, I think for 2025, like just to sort of continue on the path that we're on. I think personally, I need to, and we spoke about this when we did the conversation with Beth and Janice when we did the round table of I need to carve out time for my physical health.
Yeah, Helen, you have to you have to make it like it's a client.
Yes.
Would you cancel a photography session with a client? No.
Yeah.
So why do that to yourself?
Yeah. No, I know. I
Yeah.
know. Totally. But it's like, I'm just like, what? So Helen, just make it a priority. And I'm going to try to do that in between the holidays and just
Yeah.
get back into that groove of things.
So how? So So you know that idea that I got to make it a
Yeah.
priority.
Yeah.
But what do you feel that it's going to take for you to do that?
I think it'll either be, I think what you said, carving out time is
Yeah.
really important and maybe putting it in my schedule and
Like
like
from like
have it
2 to
as my
3.
non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Like you and I, like my morning meditation, my morning is non-negotiable.
Okay.
Like it's just habit. I get up, I take Benny for a walk, I come back, I do my
Yeah.
practice. So I need to make that the same for my physical activity.
Okay, so I have something to share with
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
So I might have to go to my phone and share it. So
Yeah, go for it.
on that note, I just sent this to people who I love, which I didn't send it to you, but I want you to. So this is.
You don't love me.
I know, I do love you very much. So the founder of Netflix,
Yeah.
okay, Mark Randolph.
Mm-hmm.
I read a little story about him. And every Tuesday night for 30 years,
Mm-hmm.
being married to his wife, took that night as date night.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, if there's an emergency, I will deal with it on the way to the parking lot and be dealt with by 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
If you need me, you have until 4:59. If I can solve it within a minute, then it's 5 o'clock. He said nothing came in the way
Mm.
of that night. And you think this is the founder of a big company.
Yeah.
So if he can do that, you can do that.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah.
And when I read that, I'm thinking, okay, there's no reason why I can't be consistent with things that I want in my life and carve the time.
Yeah. Did you read that book, Atomic Habits?
No.
No, I haven't. I have it on Audible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's creating that habit.
Yeah. And I always look ahead and thinking the feeling that I'm going to have after I do it is going to be far greater and I can feel it than the procrastination that I have.
So let me ask you this. So have you always, like, did you always work out? Like, were you always an athlete? Like, has it always been a part of your
I wouldn't call
life?
my an athlete, but yeah, it was always part of my life. Since my
Yeah.
brother gave me a membership to Lady Fitness when I was 16, or my sister and I
Lady
turned 16, he
Fitness.
gave us a gift to Lady Fitness in Hamilton,
Yeah.
and we would go all the time. And he was always active.
Yeah.
So, my dad would play bocce ball.
Yeah.
My mom she's mobile, very mobile, but
Yeah.
there's no sports.
Yeah.
It's just through my brother, and I think we got a taste of it in grade school with all the sports.
Yeah.
But at 16, that's when. So it's a big part of my life.
And your girls, are they
They
active?
do. They're very active, but they do their own certain things.
Yeah.
Like one does yoga, one likes to run. They both like classes.
Yeah.
The key for me is that I can't let it take over my day, which in the past I would. Like, when am I going to fit it in? Okay, I have to do it right away, and that's all I thought
Yeah.
about. But now it's like, okay, I'm going to fit it in whenever I can.
Yeah.
But when I was away for 3 weeks in the fall, I did it maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
But I can surrender to that.
Yes.
But when here, I do it. So for you, if someone at that capacity with a company can do it, you can do it.
Oh, totally. And you also just quoted somebody.
Oh, I did that. I did the Helen thing.
Yay!
I did.
Yeah, and I think it's like maybe we have so our building, we have like my studio's on the first floor and then we live above it. And then we have we have the basement. And so we have our treadmill down there and there's weights down there and there's tons of like MMA boxing stuff. And
Yeah.
so one of the things that I said to my boys and my husband that I want to do over the holidays is like really clean up the basement.
Yeah, you have a
Because how basements also become like everybody don't know what to
But
do
you
with it.
want
You
a
throw
nice
it in the basement.
space
So
to
that's
do
what
it,
I want to do. I
yes.
want to create like a really nice space
Yeah.
so that it sort of calls to me because I'm about the aesthetics of things too.
Yeah, your energy is felt in the space.
And just sort of create that. I bought my husband, I bought him one of his gifts for Christmas. I bought him a weighted vest.
I hope you're not listening, Hal.
No, he won't. Well,
Yeah.
this will be like after Christmas.
Okay, that is so popular right now.
It's
I know
so
so many.
huge.
I see people walking with it.
Oh, yeah, it's great. And it's got like, so it's a 45-pound vest. So it's a vest, but then there's like 45, like they're almost like little slabs. And you put them in so you can put as much weight into it as you like.
Okay, but how does that really help you?
So if you
I don't
listen
get
to
it.
Stacey Sims, who
Okay.
I would love like to manifest her on our show, she works with athletes and like Olympic athletes.
Yeah.
And the whole weighted vest thing is that, especially for women, just that weight. So for our bone density, for osteoporosis, and it's like, when you carry, what are those, like the dead man lift where you carry
Which I
them?
just did this morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's almost
The
like that, but
kettlebells.
you're wearing it, and you're wearing it so you're causing more resistance, you're building up your muscle.
See, I guess I can't wrap my head around carrying it, you're using your muscles. Whereas you're wearing it, how is that helping your muscle? I guess I have to do
We'll
more
have to, you know what, we
research.
should do more research
Yeah,
on
I
it.
will.
Maybe
Yeah.
there's actually a woman because of how much you're into fitness, and we spoke about this having a yogi and
Mhm.
also this woman who, Melissa, who I sent you her
Oh,
stuff,
yeah,
who's
yeah, yeah,
into
yeah, yeah.
huge, like she's,
Yeah.
and
She's
she would be
amazing.
able
Yeah,
to explain that, I think, better
exactly.
than we can.
So, and I just had a conversation with somebody this morning, and
Yeah.
he's, I think he's probably around 68, and he says, I'm going away, and I'm going to have 5 of my grandchildren away with me, and I'm going to be on the ground with them every day and doing sandcastles. And I said, so this is why it's so important for us
Yes.
to be, keep our mobility strong,
Yeah.
do all the things that we need to do so that when we get to that point where we want to be down on our hands and knees with grandkids or
Yes.
just being able to, walk up the stairs,
Yes.
we can do that.
Yeah. And it's not an
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
I agree
Yeah, and
100%.
in yoga, like they often say, so when you grab your feet, like strengthen your fingers. And those
Yeah.
fingers is what we're going to need, like to open our jars and do all this stuff.
Yeah.
We don't think of it. We take it for granted,
Yes.
but it makes
Well,
sense.
one of my sons is huge into fitness and MMA and
MMA is,
mixed martial arts.
okay.
And so I bought him one of the things he wanted. It's like this tiny wood beam, and it's circular, and it goes on the ground, and you walk on, so you balance on it. So it's not
Wow.
but it's very thin. I think it's like 90 centimeters. But what it does is it builds up the muscles in your feet, and it builds up your balance. And I think it is underestimated how
That
much we
is-
need to take care of our feet.
Yeah.
And when I look at women like my mother-in-law, I love her. Her feet are horrible because she grew up wearing heels.
Mm-hmm.
And so many women, you kind of like we women wearing like the
Yeah.
shoes that we wear, or just that we don't take the time to think about our feet. And it's so
Yeah.
important, like that balance and doing like
a good
toe
point.
raises
Yeah,
or doing calf raises or things like that, stretch out our feet, or even like getting those spacers that you put between your toes.
Oh, yeah.
And I
I've
know
seen
it
those.
sounds
Yeah,
so
yeah,
silly,
but it
but if
makes
your
sense.
feet, like I have a broken toe, so I have one toe that doesn't bend. So I already like sometimes like my mobility is a little skewed. Like
Yeah.
luckily it's my middle one, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But still like that, like little things like that you don't think about. Or
Mm-hmm.
what's that thing where it almost looks like, that bird that dips in the water and comes up?
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
almost
yeah,
like
yeah.
you do that with
Do that.
weights, where you bend down with weights and you come back
Yeah.
up. Like those little
So I do
mobility.
those.
What are they called?
I do kettlebell squats.
Kettlebell squats.
That's what I do.
But
So-
when you just stand on
Yeah,
one foot
yeah,
and then
and
you're,
do that. So the way I can explain it. So you're standing and then you hold a weight or a kettlebell in your right hand, and your left leg is straight. Your right leg straight, and then you move forward, and your left
Yeah.
leg goes back.
Yes.
And you keep the weight really close to your leg all the way till you touch your foot and back
Yes.
up again.
Yeah.
That's supposed to work your back, your hamstrings, and everything.
And
Yeah.
mobility
Yeah.
and balance,
Yeah,
right?
it
Yeah.
is.
So that stuff is huge.
So
Yes.
if I can, if my day's my birthday,
Mhm.
January 1st, and a few other important days of the year that are special to me, I always try to do some form of exercise.
Mhm.
I want to start my new year on my birthday with activity, and the January 1st with fitness. It's kind
Yeah.
of like kickstart.
See, I do the same thing, but I do mine with meditation.
Okay, well then add your
Yeah.
workout.
Yeah.
So if only we live closer, I would drag you with me every day.
I know. But you wouldn't have to drag me.
Yeah.
Like I
'Cause
would
you
just
just
be
do
like,
it.
let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still would. I still would, like, if you were to say, Helen, on Wednesday mornings, let's go. Like, come and do a yoga class with me. Even if it
Yeah.
was 6 a.m., I'd be like, so what? I would get up at 5 anyway.
Oh, I should have had you come with me this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, I should.
Yeah.
But see, and then my gyms are very, like I do like going to a gym.
Yeah.
Because once I'm there, I focus. And I always say, and I've said it before in our podcast with Mike,
Yeah.
make your workout like it's your last.
Yeah.
Why, just do half
Yeah.
strong or half effort.
Yeah.
You're there. You showed up.
Yeah.
Make it your best.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
We had Lee Marie Jacobs on the show, and you had asked her, I'm just going to read this
Yeah.
because I wrote it down, and you had asked her, because she talked about slowing down, and you said, how do we slow down? We have so many things to do. And I loved what she said, because she said, do all of the activities feel true to your soul, and do you want to carry them into the new
Yeah.
year? And that really stayed with me, because I feel that we can get so busy in life, and I know that you and I get super busy with life. And sometimes we can get attached to being busy. Like, I have people that when you speak to them, they're always like, oh my God, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. And I'm like, yeah, we all are. Like, we're all
Yeah.
busy. But there's something that it's almost like in this society, it's like when we're busy, it means we're successful. It means we're working hard. Right?
That's a good point. I just said to you, did I just say to you before we met here at coffee that I find that word busy? Or is it?
Yes. No, you did. You
I
did
did.
say that.
It's like,
Yeah.
what
Which
is
was a shift for you, because for the last few months, you've been busy.
Yes.
Right?
Well, I've been, what's another word for busy?
Stressed.
Yeah. I've
A
been
lot on your plate.
a lot on my plate.
Yeah.
I've been, checking, a lot of different projects and restructuring. But the positive of busy is that it keeps our minds stimulated.
Yes.
It keeps us focused.
Yeah.
It manages our time well.
Yeah.
So if in the non-busy world for you in 2025, what would that look like? Or non-busy day?
I don't even know if it's non-busy, but it's more like how much energy I or we spend on things that really don't matter. Like, I'm a little bit of a worrier. I don't know if you are, but I'm a little bit of a worrier.
And worry is useless energy.
Right?
So worrying is not going to change the outcome.
Not at all.
Right?
Not at all. So that's something I've gotten, and I think that's part of why I meditate so much too, because it helps me with that too. But I think that just being more intentional of where I'm putting my energy and how important is this. And then from there, kind of like go, oh, okay, well, maybe it's not that important, but you know what? It needs to be done, right? Or it needs to be done for other people. And then maybe like, you know what? If I'm doing this, it's at a sacrifice to me. Maybe I'm going to say no to this one. But just sort of, I don't know what it was when Lee brought that up. It really was like, wow, that was so interesting to me.
Yeah.
And I find a lot of people, like a lot of the stuff where we focus our energy, it's things that aren't important. They're these little things that aren't that important.
And that's also what we talked about often in our podcast, or you and I, with aging and being able to say no more.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's related to aging, but I think as we get older and our values with time change.
Yes.
And then we say, okay, you know what? I don't want to say yes to everything anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've done that to you a few times. Where it's like, you know what, Helen? I need to allow myself this day. I said I wasn't going to do work, and it's hard for me to say that. Really hard.
Yeah.
Or like over the holidays, we had a request for something. And I was like, I was going to say, sure, I can make it work. But I thought, you know what? I don't want it to be on my mind where I really need to take the time for my family.
Mm-hmm.
But it's probably the first time I ever did that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I think you've got really strong boundaries.
Yeah, but that's just happened probably this last year.
Yeah.
Because what I find is that when I say yes, then it occupies my space in my head. And all day I'm not fully in what I'm doing because I'm thinking about, okay, I have to do this. I didn't want to do it, but now that's going to interrupt the flow of my time.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm so fortunate that I have so much family time over this holidays where I want to be able to be spontaneous.
Yeah.
And be available.
Isn't that funny you say that? Because you remember where it would be like we could just call up a friend and go, hey, what are you doing tonight? You want to go to a movie? now it's like, okay, I am free, January 3rd at this time. Like that spontaneity is gone.
Well, traffic
with
has a huge
friendships.
factor in it too.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to take me an hour to get anywhere these days.
I know.
Yeah.
Traffic is nuts in the city.
Yeah.
Do you want to do quick questions with each other?
Yes, let's do it. Okay. I have them here.
So what TV show have you really enjoyed the most this year?
I would say there's not one TV show, but I would say there's series
Okay.
that we watch. But it's my time at home where I know that Kevin and I get to look forward to watching it.
Which are?
Oh, Disclaimer, Diplomat, Slow Horses, The Agency, Nobody Wants This. There's so many. I love it. I go through all of these. But The Golden Bachelorette or The Bachelor, I'm one of those.
I know.
Yeah,
you do that with your girls, though, which I think is so sweet.
Well, one of them likes it. The other one doesn't watch it. But it's just like, I love that. But
I know what you mean. Hal and I had that with The Diplomat.
Yeah.
Where we get, and I love when they do now where they like, you can't binge shows. Like you have to watch it.
Right?
I so enjoy that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's me. So I don't say there's one TV show, but it's the idea of a series.
Okay.
I prefer series over movies.
So so Hal is not a big TV person.
Okay.
He doesn't I love TV shows. I love movies. I love entertainment. And when I'm one of those people, when I watch it, I'm like, oh my God, like I love it. And I'll sob and Hal will go, it's just a TV show.
But because you're so
I'm so into it,
emotional,
right?
Yeah.
Slow Horses, I just think it's brilliant.
Isn't it incredible?
It's just the best. Yeah. And then my other favorite one, and it's I'm actually excited because I get to watch the episode tonight, Bad Sisters.
Yeah, you told me that. I got to do that.
It's on Apple TV, and I absolutely love it. It's 5 sisters, and they're Irish. And
I started that one with you. You told me about that. Okay.
It's so great.
I have to go back
it's so
to that.
great.
And
So,
Bridgerton's
I never got into Bridgerton.
I did. I loved it.
Never got into it. I didn't know if I love that era too, but for some reason I just couldn't get into it.
And that's something my sister watched, so I felt that connection with her.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay. What was your biggest takeaway from
the
this
podcast? You.
Oh. Okay. No need to answer that one.
No, I do. Like it's just been, I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for what we have. I'm so grateful for our producer, Chris, like having this beautiful space and what we're doing. And it just feels really special in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that people feel that. I hope that people get as much out of this as we do, and I love you.
Yeah.
Like I think next to my family and, you're always in my mind.
Thank you, vice versa. Okay, hold on. Thanks, Helen.
Yeah.
And you spoke words right from my heart.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, what do you wish for? I know we kind of already went over this, but what do you wish for the podcast for 2025?
I would like us to have some of our dream guests.
Yeah.
And I can name a few, do Mark Rose.
Yeah.
Okay, Mal, I'm throwing it out there. It was a wish for you that you had Oprah. So I'm going to wish for you to be Mal. And I really would love companies to believe in us and to be sponsors for us. And we really set an example for sponsors that we have a great platform to represent them.
And you know what? And with that, I'm so glad you said that because first of all, Drink Juice Co.
Yes, right here.
Thank you for,
every Wednesday I walk in and they have our juices ready.
They have our juices and I personally even I order them every week. My son and I just love them.
Yeah.
And I just want to say this again because as someone who, and you too, just being busy or for me, I'm one of those people because I'm shooting. I thought I can't sit down and have a big lunch because if I do, my energy plummets.
Yeah, exactly. All the blood goes to your stomach.
Yeah. So I can do something like I can have chicken or hard-boiled eggs or something like that. Yeah. And then I drink her sweet greens because it's 2 pounds of vegetables?
It's in one bottle.
In one thing.
Yeah.
And so I drink that and then I've got my protein and I'm energized. I'm not kind of oh my God, I need a nap.
Yeah.
So I love her product. I think
Everything
so.
about
Thank you.
Drink Juice, the space, Nadia,
Yeah.
and the staff
Yeah.
are great.
No, it's wonderful.
Anyway,
And then our newest sponsor,
yes, yeah.
Back to Earth Skin,
Excited to
who,
try it.
yeah, I
Thank
just gave you a whole pile of product. And
Christmas, yeah.
my dear friend Diane Lang, who I love more than, I don't know, there's no words. I'm going to get teary-eyed.
Oh,
But she's just such a champion for so many people. And she's been a champion for us with this
oh, she's been
podcast.
amazing. I
And
haven't met her yet.
yeah, and
I'm
really trying to
grateful.
help us. And she's one of the co-owners with Keon of Back to Earth Skin. And it is just the most beautiful skincare line. And I'm so excited that they are sponsoring us, because we also want to have sponsors with products that we believe in, that are ethical, that are good for the environment. And
Right?
both of these companies check all those
Yeah,
boxes.
it's perfect. Yeah, and
Yeah.
thank you, Diane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for guests, like for manifesting.
Yes, okay, put it out there. Oh,
Go ahead.
Elle McPherson. That's your
Elle McPherson.
Yeah.
I would love I would love like Jane Fonda, Jamie Lee
Yeah.
Curtis, Andie MacDowell, like women who really own being women and really own aging, and I think is so powerful.
Okay, so today,
Yeah.
December 18th. There we go.
Chris, is it the 18th? Okay.
2024.
Yeah.
We're going to revisit this list.
Okay.
December 18th, 2025,
Okay.
and see where we're at.
Okay. That's perfect.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah, I love you too.
And I'm so
Helen.
excited to be on this journey with you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And I just want to say to our listeners that we appreciate you and we are so grateful for you. And remember that you're not alone in this journey. And until next time,
Goodbye.
ciao.
Ciao.
Yeah.
Goodbye. We still have to work on our closing.
I know.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Dum, dum, dum.
Or until next time, Helen's going to come back with a workout every day. No.
Yeah. Well, you know what? If maybe people can send us suggestions on Instagram
Until
of what
next
they
time.
think.
Yeah,
we should,
exactly.
Until next time. Or we just say, until next time.
Done. Own it.
Done. Own it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done.
Okay. Bye. Bye.